I will press the button. Okay, now we should be live.
Yeah, I clicked the button.
You click the button? I clicked the button.
Maybe we did it at the same time.
Maybe. Whatever. It seems to be going.
Mo, did you click the button?
I did not. I did not touch the button, sir.
Slacking.
Yeah.
How many podcasters does it take to click a button? Anyways,
all of
apparently
them.
2. Yeah. All right. Well, welcome to Slamfire Radio episode 474. Today is September 22nd, and I'm one of your hosts, Kyle.
I'm another host, Mo.
And I'm Adriel. Another host.
Yeah. Just to clarify.
Just to, put that in there, just in case people are confused.
Yeah. We want to avoid confusion as much as possible.
Confused enough as is.
Yeah.
This is Slamfire, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Last time I checked. Yeah.
Cool. Why don't we just get right into what we did with guns? And Mo, why don't you take us off?
It's a pretty short list. I registered for an IPSC match that'll be this Saturday at the Masca Club in Quebec. It's in Saint Dominic. It's their last, match of the season, right? Because it's just an outdoor range. I was looking at the list. There's going to be just over 90 shooters, so it should be a lot of fun. Every time I go there, it's a good time. And then I'm sure because it's the last match that they'll probably have some festivities with maybe some adult beverages post-match, but we'll see. And then, because I'm such an Amazon shopping nerd, I was going to buy some bunch of compressed air cans, because I think it was last week when I mentioned that I get sand in the mags, and then I have just getting sand in the mag. So I was going to buy some just compressed air and have one in my bag and then just blow it out, instead of, because they're a little tough to open to get the bottoms off. So I ended up getting a rechargeable compressed air. It comes with like a light and everything. So, and it's pretty small and it's got a bunch of different attachments. So I got that instead of getting a bunch of. Yeah, and I haven't tested it out yet, so we'll see how. It's got 2 settings of for the compression, and we'll see how it works out. Right.
What's your game plan with the mag? So I've seen people with the brushes before. They disassemble their mag, they brush it out, they reassemble, and they got this. What's your game plan? Are you gonna compress the floor plate and then blow it out, or?
Yeah, and just blow it out, just to get just so when you don't hear that little bit of crunchiness like in there inside, right? Because the whole a lot of times the way that the matches are set up, there's not that much time to completely, you pick up your mags after you shoot your stage and take them all back and take the, say 3 or 4 hit the ground if it's a bigger stage, and then to take them all apart and blow them out and then reload them and to be ready for. I just think it just takes too long, and then it's already in some cases we're already shooting again. So I'm gonna try it this way. We'll see how it goes. I figured I just press in the follower, give it a quick blow through, and then we'll see what happens, and then hopefully I don't have those issues anymore. Stupid sand. So
everywhere.
It was like $60. So instead of buying I guess 3 or 4 cans would have added up to that price anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And again, I said it's rechargeable. I think it should last quite a bit before it needs to be recharged. And it comes with a car charger too. So in a pinch, I could have it charging in the car on the way to a match and stuff, right? So yeah, I'll share the link, and then so that's that.
That's an interesting idea for just like blowing out guns and that kind of thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess I never thought of it that way, but yeah, it could work it could function for that instead of buying a bunch of cans that empty out, right? So
is it a compressed can, or is it like a rechargeable air
it's
duster?
It's like I wish I had it on me. It's no, it's not a can. It's an actual. it's got a nozzle on it that you have to add attachments to. So I'll find it on Amazon and I'll put the link in right now. Or I
Is it
went
something
once
like
you guys
this?
are. Yes, very similar to that. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Not that exact one, but very similar to that. So
interesting idea.
yeah.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah,
No.
I did not know it was a thing, and then it's one of those that, oh, I'm gonna order a bunch of cans to spray out my mags, right? And I'm looking, all of a sudden, anytime I see then there's a device that's a rechargeable device, I'm like, oh, let me check this out. And it wasn't too
I don't have
expensive, and
enough
I'm like,
batteries in my life.
Yeah.
yeah, because I'm such a geek for like toys, right? Things that, Anyway, so I'll find the link of the exact one I bought and I'll put it on in the show notes. And then I will give, I guess, a review for next week's show to see how it went. If I'm sand free.
Yeah.
How about Kyle?
How about you, Kyle?
Been hunting. That's really about it. Tomorrow's the last day of moose season, so this week in the mornings I've been heading out trying to get on a moose. There's been lots of sign, but just haven't been in the right spot at the right time. Bought Crystal her deer tags, so she's ready to go for the year, and probably heading out first thing in the morning, go spend the weekend in the bush. I might actually stay out till Monday morning and come back sometime Monday, but kind of debating on whether I should even really try hard for a moose tomorrow or just go to a spot where I know there is some moose, but then spend the rest of the weekend targeting elk, because I have, like I said, I have 1 day left of to get a moose. So
Are you trying to get both an elk and a moose?
yeah.
And how many full-size freezers do you own? Enough?
One right
Not
now.
enough?
One right now, but I have
One?
access to others.
You're gonna need them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, if I'm successful and all that, I will. Yeah, I look
You have
forward to
friends
having to
with
buy
freezers?
another freezer. I have friends with freezers. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Gonna need them. That's a lot of meat.
yeah. Yeah, it is. Well, the moose does us for a year and a half in meat. So if I get an elk too, then I get to start playing with beef jerky and sausage and everything. So
You can do a bunch of cuts too with moose and elk. There's a bunch of cuts you can do.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the moose we just get butchered, don't get anything. Like that's usually the first animal of the year for me, so we just get that butchered up into steaks and roasts and ground, because yeah, that's our just normal supper meat for like a year and a half. So.
And then what's the elk? Just like
extra. I haven't had a year where I've gotten the moose and the elk in the same year, so. Yeah.
This is the year.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I have 1 more day left to get a moose, so. But I did actually get my bear meat back, and I just did that up in farmer sausage and then got the 2 hams cured. And the farmer sausage is really good, which is good because it's my first bear I've ever gotten. So I was like, how's it going to taste?
Cool.
But yeah.
My experiences with bear meat have been awful because it's always like family that's given me like terribly done bear meat.
No.
I'm sure it can be done well.
Yeah. Yeah, like the butcher shop I took it to, like they recommended, like I think it was 30% beef. So they just put some beef trimmings in there with it and cured it and everything. And yeah, it's tasty. So yeah, that's all I've been doing, just thinking hunting. So Adriel?
Hunting. Last weekend I went hunting too. I was with Thomas, who's I met him through the show actually, but we've been shooting together and doing all kind of. We actually did this kind of hunting last year as well, and shot a grouse. We saw some deer. Didn't connect on anything, but planning on going out again. Not this weekend, but the weekend after, and doing a little bit of an extended stay. A lot of rain. The first day was pretty rainy, pretty not cold, but like with the rain, it was chilly and just wet. It was very wet.
Was that Saturday?
Yeah, Friday night and all of Friday night.
Yeah. It just hammered us here too.
Yeah. and yeah, decent storms and whatnot too, which is kind of weird this late in the year. But yeah, a lot of rain. I brought my hunting jacket because I seem to have remembered that it was water resistant, and it's not. It's not. It not at all. It just soaked it in. I was watching the like I've got it's a polyester outside, and but I've had it for like 6 years or something like that, and it's just worn, right, and that water resistance of it, of the outside is just gone. Because I remember when I first got it, I had it out in the rain and it was like beating off really nicely. Not so much anymore. Not so much. So that got pretty wet, and I didn't bring any other rain gear, so everything got wet, and just had to like dry it off. Thankfully, like the rain let off enough that we could dry stuff over the fire. And I shot a grouse. I think I mentioned that already. Anyway, so I brought a diesel heater out there to like more like dry stuff off. It didn't work. I busted something on it. I've got their part upstairs to fix it. So I was gonna like bring that out again to because it's gonna like in a weekend it's gonna be freaking cold. Like it's gonna be almost October, right? September 30th, October 1st. Like that's a roll of the dice whether you get 0, -5, that kind of thing for overnight. And then Thomas found me like a fantastic, like on Kijiji, this fantastic condition tent trailer, old couple, and so I went over immediately and I bought it because it was like the price was fantastic on it. It's got the furnace, so I can use it for hunting. I can use it for maple seed if I need to. Like I've been doing van camping for maple seeds, and I'll still probably do that for like ones where I don't need such a production in like towing and getting out there and setting up and whatnot. Like when I went to Fort Mac, I literally rolled in, pop out my bed. It's just too quick to do with the van. But for a longer stay or one where it's going to be cold, having a furnace is nice. I like that idea.
Actually reminds me, I just got a new tent come in yesterday.
Oh, what kind of tent?
Just like a 1-2 person hot tent. So I got to get one of the little titanium stoves. So it's I got to put a little titanium stove in, and then I could actually get one of the mini cots, put that in there, have lots of room for your bag, luggage, and like your bag and everything in there. So I could try that out this weekend. But yeah, you reminded me with the heated and whatnot.
Does it just use that, or can you use a diesel heater? Because I have one that I no longer need.
I'm sure you could use a diesel heater. I mean, it's just got a separate room, and it comes with a pocket, heat resistant pocket for your flue. And it's just a section off, kind of like a little vestibule or whatever, and it's just no bottom, so it's ground. It's just got the fly over top of it, kind of thing.
I'll send you some pictures.
Okay.
First I gotta make it work.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, tent trailer. No need for any of that other stuff now for myself. What else I do? I got my green letter day. So green letter came in the mail, and
nice.
For those of you who don't have handguns, that I got my restricted reg certs in, which is my cue to laminate them, and now I can take them to the range.
Nice.
And there was 4 of them because I had, there's a couple back there. They're new that I'm gonna take out. I got a couple of videos shot last night. I put one out like last night as well on the Glock. Oh, the light on the Glock there, the Balder SL. It's a gun light. It's a gun light with a blue laser on it as well. Kind of neat. I like how it like shifts back and forth on the gun. I'm not going to show it because we're on YouTube right now. Not allowed to do that. And because it's back there and I'm too lazy. And then this weekend, I've got a Maple Seed doubleheader. So I'll be at Chaz on Saturday, and I'll be at Sherwood Park on Sunday. And then the weekend after, I've got the Friday off. So I'm going to do Friday, Saturday, Sunday for hunting. So I'm just kind of like, so I got that tent trailer. I'm like prepping that thing up. I got a battery for it, and I'm putting in some lighting and trying to make it cush. I've been looking forward to this. So I want to make it nice. It's going to be great for hunting. Just to be able to, like, when you get back from hunting, like even if it's not raining, if it's just cold, if it's just like kind of cold, you go for a hike out, you go sit in a spot, hike back, your socks are wet because you've just been hiking and now your feet have been sweating. Put them in front of the dry them out, put them in front of the furnace, or just overnight, not having to like get like a cold face. I have like a decent mummy bag. It's fine for like -5. It's just your head gets cold. My head gets cold, and you wear like a toque, and then like your face gets cold and just not comfortable. So I'm looking.
There is something to be said for having someplace warm to go get the chill out.
Yep, and somewhere large, like lots of space in there, beds and all that kind of stuff, just sorted and quick and easy to pull out there. So I'm looking forward to it. And I've got a million videos on like battery banks and flashlights coming out, because coming into the season, I contacted like all the flashlight manufacturers. I'm like, yo, I want some flashlights to test because hunting season's coming up and I want to like play with some new gear. So I got like a gajillion of them just kind of like hanging around all over the place here, and they're all like super high power and
nice.
A couple of different ways of charging, which are kind of interesting. A couple of them have like the USB charger right on the flashlight, which is kind of nice. Some of them you take the battery out and you charge the battery, like you just plug it right into a USB.
Oh,
that is interesting.
That is
I've
interesting,
never seen
right?
that before.
Phoenix does that, and then your Olight with its weird like magnetic thing, right? Which is something
I like
they
that.
do.
I like that.
And then your older ones use micro USB, and then comes to like, I don't know, like some of the stuff gets real weird. Like this is like a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, and you can like just stick it in there. And then you've got your USB-C for charging your phone and that kind of thing. Or you can pull it out of there, pop one of these things on there, get a little light, which I kind of like this one for van camping because it doesn't put out a ton of light, but you can just like sit it up on somewhere and it's enough for like inside, and it's super compact to just stick in a pocket or something like that.
Nice.
But, very nice.
Yeah. A bunch of weird stuff. Anyways, I'll put some videos are coming. I've queued up my kid with like 6 now, so he's got to get after it, or else I'm going to start editing them and put them up. It's too busy. Like, I don't know what he's doing, chasing girls or whatever.
School.
Yeah, probably that.
That's not important.
Oh, you're like very optimistic about this.
He's busy with school.
Probably school. Yeah, probably school. Yeah. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we'll get into upcoming events, and there's still a few Maple Seed events going on. You can go register for them at mapleseedrifleman.com. There's Regina on September 24th and Drumheller on October 1st. And anything else coming up, or is that pretty much it? Like Maple Seeds are ramping down, so
it's getting cold. Like we've got a couple in Crumlin and Stittsville, but those maybe the Stittsville one in late October might have some spots available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. There's a gun show in Warburg, Alberta on this weekend, September 24th, 25th. And the Thunder Bay Combat Club is having an IPSC match on September 25th. If you have any questions, you can go to thunderbaycombatclub.ca/IPSC or give them an email at ipsc@thunderbaycombatclub.ca.
Nice.
And I think there's a few ladies' days still going on, but if you live in a place where you don't deal with the cold, or you don't mind dealing with the cold and you still want to put on a ladies' day this year, or even line up for next year, contact Kelly or CCFR either through slamfireradio@gmail.com or info@firearmsrights.ca. Then we'll
one more there. Just a listener popped in. Chris mentioned that the ORA, CQC, and service pistol matches are on practice score and now open to everyone.
Okay. Good. Awesome. We'll get into the news, and I know you read this one. Do you want to cover it?
Yeah, so that I guess in reaction to the police officer that lost his life, was it last week during the shooting, what do you want to call it, rampage. The Toronto Police Association president came out, and and it's basically, it was talking about the laws and uh, how they're upheld and how the justice system is, that's the key to kind of stopping this stuff, instead of the usual message that comes out about anti-gun and banning guns, and it really wasn't about that. So it's kind of refreshing to hear that kind of talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think like largely in Canada here, we don't have a problem necessarily with enforcement. Enforcement seems to arrest the right people most of the time. It's just more of the penalizing, where our justice system is completely divorced from the results of what they do. So if they like make a bad call, whether that's in the judge in the penalty, or that's in the parole board, there's not really like, they don't get shit if they make a bad decision. No one comes bend down to them and say, why did you guys let this go? You guys are getting fired. No one gets a bonus because they do like extra good, like picking the right people to hold for longer, or picking some people for early release. Like there's not really any incentives that are in place to make for a good results. So this is what we get, random.
Yeah. All right. CCFR legal fund donations. They're still taking donations because that case is still going on. So if you want to donate, go become a member, or you can just send an EMT to finance@firearmsrights.ca. And then we'll get into the new gun stuff. Adriel.
I've got two this week. One is going to be exciting if you kind of like the bolt action rifles, but still like in 3-gun and that kind of thing, and you want something that's competitive there. And that's the Ruger Magpul Hunter American SA. So it's a Magpul stock on their Hunter American. No, just on their American rifle. And let me just mute that there. Uses AR mags, but it's got like a Magpul stock on it, so it looks badass. It's got aluminum bedding blocks in it as well. So some of the Ruger stocks don't, or sorry, some of the Magpul stocks don't. But this one's got like aluminum bedding blocks in it, so it can handle like more recoil and that kind of thing. I think the biggest advantage is it looks cool.
Well, of course,
the Magpul stock definitely looks cool, and they're they feel great.
That does look good, yeah.
So if you want, like, I know some guys like were tired of getting their guns prohibited, and if you don't want your guns prohibited, that's probably like the safest bet, because it's a bolt action rifle, and that's what they were thinking. I don't know if I agree. Well, I don't. I know I don't. I have a bunch of semi-autos behind me, but for the guys who are into that, I guess that's an option. And then the other one, it's I don't know if it's ugly or not. Is this ugly?
I think so.
This is the Iron Horse 12 gauge. It's almost like 80s future, like 80s or 90s future gun.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
Put this in Starship Troopers, right?
Yeah.
Perfect fit.
I think I like it.
You think you like it?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's pump action, right?
Yeah, it looks
pump
like
action,
it. Yeah.
Turk shot. I'd imagine it's a Turk shotgun. And
I
it
think
takes
I like
the box mags. It's got safety there. It's got the magazine release in the right spot. Iron Horse.
How many fine Canadian dollars is it?
I don't know. This is North Silva, so this is just them distributing and bringing it in. So you'll have to check that at retailers to know what the price is.
All
but
right, stay tuned.
If you want straight line recoil on a shotgun, doesn't get much straighter line than that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. That's about it. I didn't really see. Oh, SFRC's got a 14% off sale right now on restricteds. So if there's been a handgun that you're eyeing over there, 14% off is better than nothing, and might make some of those guns a little bit more appealing to those of you who've been looking. Haven't really seen much else though.
Okay.
Wolverine had made a few more handguns available, but I'm thinking they're gone now.
Gone. I should revisit that what handguns are available in Canada thing.
Yeah.
And do it again. We've got to be getting down to the dregs by this point.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it.
Well, okay. Well, our guest is not on yet, so we'll get into listener feedback. And we'll start off with the emails. Adriel, you want to take the first one here?
You bet. Hey there. I used to talk with, do business, and get supplied with from Rob at Gothic Lion Armory. Going to his website, and it's now non-existent. We used to keep in touch on MeWe, and he's non-existent there. By chance, do you know what happened? Thanks, Steven. No idea. No idea from my end.
Nor do I. Can't say I've heard of that. So,
I have. Yeah, I have. I can't say I've purchased anything from them, but I've heard of them. But yeah, don't know anything about what they're doing right now or what's going on.
If anybody knows listening to the show, let us know and we'll mention it next week, right? Or future weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had them on in October 2020, I believe, on Slamfire.
Okay.
It just came up in Google. I can't remember that. It's I was reading your name. It's Slamfire Radio showed.
I thought you're one of those eidetic memory people that can remember every day of their life, and no,
not so much. Can't remember what I had yesterday for breakfast.
You say,
all right.
Remember how many peas on your plate?
Yes. 65.
Yeah. Well, I'll take this next email. It says, hey everyone, just wanted to give everyone a PSA for road trips. Always stop by any Canadian Tires or any small gun stores you see en route. You never know what you may find. I was on my way from Thunder Bay to Cochrane to go goose hunting in James Bay, and we stopped by a Canadian Tire in Hearst to get something. I wandered over to the ammo cabinet and couldn't believe my eyes. They had Federal large rifle Magnum primers for $1 per 100 on clearance.
Woo!
Yeah.
What?
I bought all they had, so it ended up costing me about $8 for 700 primers. Even
That's
the
not
regular
right.
price was decent. Would have been about $8 per 100. On the way back, we stopped by the Canadian Tire in Hearst and got Challenger 12-gauge target loads for $44 per 100, which is about $10 cheaper per 100 than they sell Winchester or Federal for, which is all I have available locally. Works out to about $11 a box.
That's decent. That's decent.
Yeah, that's decent. Also wanted to share a bit of my goose hunting trip with you. The highlight of the trip was when we got to walk out on James Bay to a marsh. Because of the crazy tides there, the water in that part of the bay was only about a foot deep, and in the marsh only a couple inches. Where we walked, according to Google Maps and most other mapping services, was in the bay. We were trying to flush out any birds we saw when a huge flock of 38 geese came straight towards us. We had no blind and no cover to hide behind, so we got low and stayed still until the last second and managed to get a few. They were flying into the sun, so we got very lucky that they were headed the way that way and didn't see us. Best part was that I captured it on my GoPro. If you don't get it on video, it didn't happen, right? And he even did give us the link for the video, but it says, cheers, Kyle.
Nice.
So
I could show that. Yeah. I might it's a minute long. I'm just going to fast forward, but you can see they are just crouched down. They're just like just sitting there in this marsh, and yeah, the geese come over with a GoPro. The geese look a lot farther than they actually are. Those things are right close.
yeah, they're pretty much right on top of them there.
Yeah. Well, you can see them like they've got some geese like right there, like maybe 10 meters in front of them. So
yeah,
they're those are some close shots.
That's pretty cool.
That's super lucky. Just having the sun at your back and they're flying toward. They can't see anything. They're just trying to get out of there. And interesting. Oh yeah, picking up the shells. Hey, good idea.
Nice.
Yeah,
good to see.
Yeah, fantastic. Nicely done, Kyle.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and it's
thank
interesting
you,
about
Stephen.
the local, the small gun shops that people don't know about, or these Canadian Tires. Because if they don't have that online presence, or they're not on the advertising on the forums, right? You don't really know about them until you just happen to drive by. So
Well,
Yeah.
large rifle Magnum, even the small stores got picked out of the good stuff. But like large
Yeah.
rifle Magnum, you got to work up a load for it if you want to use that in your rifle. But we're at that point where people are willing
Yeah.
to do that, willing to be like, you know what, screw it, take my old
Yeah.
load data out. I'll use Magnum primers and I'll make them work. And that's
yeah,
especially for a buck 100. Make it work.
Yeah.
yeah. Make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you, Steve and Kyle, for sending in those emails. And if you want your email read, just send us an email at slamfire@gmail.com. Do we have anything from the Cabela's link?
We'll do that once a month.
Once a month?
Once a month.
Okay.
We'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, so a reminder that we have an affiliate link with Cabela's again. So if you go to the Slamfire Radio website, under the links header, I believe there's a link to Cabela's there. And if you click that link, that's our affiliate link. So click on there and buy whatever you're buying. And once a month, we'll compile everything and share what everyone's been buying.
And try to guess what you're up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll make a game out of it. We we did get a couple YouTube comments. One from Peng Lee from our episode 473 saying, keep it up. And then Island Red is commenting on the first look at the Norinco Olympia. Says, howdy, do you think this pistol would be adequate for competition shooting? Thanks for your vids. P.S. Any links for different grips?
There's no different grips. It's like a Chinese pistol that was made in small quantities. It might work with the Walther Olympia grips. That might be a possibility because the grips are right-handed, right? It's got a swell for your thumb to go on, so it won't work with lefties. But yeah, it's a pretty weird grip. I don't know if you'd be able to find other ones in terms of competition shooting. As long as it's rimfire, as long as it's not like action shooting. Action shooting is terrible. Like the mags don't really drop free with it. The base pads would need to be like sanded, I think, to give a little bit more clearance. And not a great competition pistol for that. But if you were like, I bought it because I know some old people. I'm getting older. I know some people like to shoot bullseye and silhouette with 22 handguns. That might be me in 10 or 20 years. So that's why I bought it. Because again, we're not going to have any other handguns coming in. So that's why I picked it up. The trigger on it is really great. And the only thing that I would like to take it out to the range and try those mags and see if they work properly. I should probably work them over before I even go to the range because I'm just going to have a bad time. I know it.
Yeah.
It loads like crap. I need to get in there and like file whatever's causing the resistance. I should just do that.
Yeah, that might be an idea.
Yep.
I think that's pretty much it for feedback. No new patronies. Yeah. If you'd like to become a Patreon, you can go to Patreon and search up Slamfire Radio. And you can go become a Patreon there. Shout outs, recommendations, anything?
Shout out to Thomas for taking me out to Edson again. Shout out to his lovely significant other for the banana bread that I got to his place and she's like, banana bread. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
It was delicious. Kids loved it. And yeah, thanks to all the other ITs who are coming up to the and instructors to the Maple Seeds coming up this weekend. It's gonna be great.
Mo?
No, I didn't. I don't have anything. I didn't get any banana bread.
Okay, I don't have a shout out this week either. So
I have a recommendation. Ben
Yeah.
Stoger is going nuts on Instagram. He has a whole bunch of videos that he's putting up, like for new handgun shooters and that kind of thing. Lots of really great tips. Check him out on Instagram. He's really pouring in the effort on it, and there's some really interesting videos on there.
Yeah,
Nice.
I've seen some of them. Yeah. Is it Stager or Stoger?
That was Stagger.
I think so too.
When he's on, should I mispronounce his name?
No.
No. We're not even agreeing on what the pronunciation is. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Stager.
We can just ask him, I guess. I don't.
Is it carbine or carbine?
That's a matter of opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll ask him in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah, a
should be
few
good.
weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
And well, we did have a guest lined up for tonight, but something must have come up. I was trying calling him before the show, and he wasn't on.
Oh well.
But yeah,
Short show.
we'll reschedule and have Greg on at a later time. Probably be a couple few weeks before we can get him available again. But nice. With that, it is a short show, and we're sign off. So go check us out on Gun Owners of Canada. Give us a like on Facebook, subscribe, YouTube, all that jazz. Give us a review on Facebook. Join the CCFR, and we will see you all next week.
Later, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.